Hello, my name is Tara Holcomb. I am a student at the University of Missouri pursuing a Master of Social Work and a Certificate of Gerontology. I have worked with the aging population in both hospice, dementia studies, and senior services. I am here to discuss the importance of building awareness among elders about the Older Americans Act. The problem is that older Americans are unaware of the services that the Older Americans Act affords them. In 2019, Americans over the age of 60 made up 17.1% of our population. By 2030, it will have increased to 20%. However, less than 20% of those over 60 years old use the Older Americans Act funded services. With a large number of baby boomers reaching retirement age, awareness about the aging network and how it supports elders is very important and somewhat critical in supporting our elders in their own communities. The Older Americans Act was passed in 1965 and is the base for the aging network. The policy must be renewed every 4 years, which means the funding is not guaranteed. It can be increased or decreased. The federal government allocates funds to the states based on the population of those over 60 years old in each state. The states then disperse the funds to local area agencies on aging, which are dispersed around each state, both in cities and rural towns. Those agencies then fund local services like Meals on Wheels, Ombudsman Services, Caregiver Support Services, transportation like the OATS bus, health and wellness programs, MIPPA coverage, which covers some of the Medicare and Medicaid copays that some elders accrue, and it also funds respite care and other vital programs. This policy funds crucial services that our elders need to be aware of so they can be supported as they age. Elders also need to be aware of this policy because they need to be their own advocates for services. How can we help seniors access more services? I believe that with the creation and promoting of the Older Americans Act Awareness Campaign, we can educate and support elders in their own community. The community partners that I will collaborate with and work with are the local area agency on aging, service providers like Meals on Wheels and the OATS Transit, senior centers and libraries, community centers, gerontology students at Missouri State, and of course older adults. Also, community partners like yourself can help in the promotion of this campaign by advertising, word of mouth, and sponsoring an event. This chart shows the tasks that are needed to be completed. First, gather information from area agencies on aging, contact Older Americans Act providers, generate the survey, recruit 5 Missouri State University volunteers, compile information from the surveys, find locations for meetings, train volunteers, create the awareness presentation, complete 7 to 10 meetings, evaluate the campaign, and evaluate the senior age analytics. It also shows who will be part of that task and the order and deadline for each task. At the end of month 6, when the actual awareness meetings take place, there will be a pre- and post-meeting survey done in the form of a game to gauge what the elders have learned. There also will be an evaluation if elders take advantage of the awareness and access the services. This will be done by taking stats from before and after the awareness campaign of elders calling senior age in Springfield, Missouri. Step 3 of the previous Gantt chart has already been completed. A survey created on SurveyMonkey and posted on April 25th to social media was designed to gauge how familiar elders are about the Older Americans Act. I asked all those over the age of 55 who live in my local area to answer the following questions. How often does the OAA policy need to be renewed? Can someone under 60 receive services? What is the patient companion program that Senior Age offers? What kind of services are funded through the OAA? What is an ombudsman and how do they help? How is the OAA funded? Why is it so important for the OAA to be extended and more funding allocated? Does the OAA help fund home maintenance so that elders can age more successfully in their homes? Did you know that Oates Transit receives grants from the OAA and provides low-cost transit to seniors and people with disabilities? And what do you know about the Older Americans Act? There were 21 responses to the survey. They were all over 60 years old and lived in southwest Missouri. The average score was 41.1%. However, 60% responded that they did not know very much about the Older Americans Act. Qualitative answers included, I can't believe it has been around that long. It shows me I need to learn more about all of this. I'm glad that it showed me the wrong answers. I wish the OAA funded text to help me use my cell phone. This makes me believe that we urgently need this awareness campaign so that elders will advocate and use the resources that are already provided for them. The desired outcome at the end of this awareness campaign, with the help from community partners and those who share and help support this, is to raise awareness of the Older Americans Act funded resources, as seen by 75% more awareness of the Older Americans Act funded resources by elders, and also 10% more calls coming into senior age than before the campaign. I also would like seniors to be able to advocate for themselves so they can access the services that they have already been given. With the help of this campaign and with the help of community partners and elders gaining awareness, I believe that older Americans will be supported as they age and have resources that are easily accessible and applicable. Thank you for attending to this important awareness campaign. I hope to have you support me and the community partners in raising awareness about the Older Americans Act and how it supports our parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, and relatives. And I'll leave with this quote by Ellen Rand, who is a journalist, author, and hospice volunteer. I encourage readers, particularly my fellow baby boomers, not only to make their wishes and goals clear to friends and family, but also to become advocates for better care in the broader community. Thank you.